Justice League 31. Scott Snyder and James Tynion on the fourth, writing with Jorge Jimenez on the art. So, Justice League, JSA, Commandy, all this shit happening. It's all going on.
Yeah. Everything not to do with Apex Lex, great. Really enjoying all that other stuff. You know, the characters that they picked to go to the past, the characters they picked to go to the future.
Yeah, I could see that.
Love it all. The characters that are staying.
Mira and Jaro.
The way that they're tying history into the Cosmic Rod, I really enjoy. You know, that's the thing that's keeping them, you know, keeping, I don't want to say continuity, but for lack of a better term, you know, through those eras.
Yeah.
And then we get Apex Lex just standing there monologuing next to Perpetua, and I kind of hate Perpetua. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like her.
Yeah, that's fair.
And not in a good heel way where you hate them because they're so good at being bad. But I just don't care about her. Like she's not Darkseid at this point. You know what I mean? And not that she's not Darkseid, but yeah, I don't know. Was Lady Styx preoccupied, Snyder? Could have just used her.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree for the most part. I like generally what was happening in all the plots, barring the villains, like the JSA and, you know, that page where they introduced themselves, especially. Give me a chuckle.
Wildcat looking like Batista. That dude's jacked.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments is just here when Flash and Green Lantern introduce themselves, and Jay's like, "Son, I think you're a bit confused there."
Yeah.
Yeah, I am the Flash.
Yeah, and the art's pretty good. Although I do think sometimes, like Jay especially, his like posture is a bit weird at times.
Yeah. It makes his shirt look really baggy.
It does. It's kind of odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're kind of debating like, hey, we have a version of you, but we don't have a version of you, and we know someone who's related to you, but you know, like there's a lot of that going back and forth.
Yeah, and we've got people who have your name but different powers.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that Hawkman gets mad when he brings up She-Ra, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What'd you say?" And he's all moody. So I like that. And the Atom, that part was so great because Flash makes that little itty bitty.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I like that. And he looks like.
Can you shrink
offended?
any more than that? It's like, what do you mean any more?
Yeah. I got full size fist if you don't shut your yap. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that roll call page though.
That is fantastic.
That's great. Yeah, so I like this generally. I do think, as per usual with these issues, I do think it's a little bit wordy at times where it doesn't need to be. But other than that, not a ton of complaints with this one. It was mostly doing stuff that I thought was fun. You have Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman with Commandy shrinking down because they realize that they're actually in a possible future because Brainiac has been bottling possible futures, so now they can travel from their bottle to another bottle if they shrink down. There's a little reference. So good. There's a little reference to being inside Superman, which Batman's like, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I just love the concept of Brainiac not bottling cities but potential futures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mira and Hawkgirl and that are actually, they've built a ship so that the World Forger and the Monitor can go and travel with some of them to go and find the Anti-Monitor and hopefully convince him to help. But of course, the Legion of Doom are also going to try and go and convince him to be on their side.
Yeah.
So gives us a ticking time bomb element to the whole thing. Also, my favourite little moment here with Jarrow is when Mira wants, open the telepath channel so that I can send a message to her. Because she stays back with the B Squad. She's about with Supergirl and Green Arrow.
She's the acting chairman.
Yeah. Because it's Hawkgirl and Starman and the kid, Shane. They've went with the Monitor and that. And so... Yes, the message that he sends to Hawkgirl reads as follows: "Yo, hear ye! I have an incoming message from Mira, acting chair of the League of Your Absentia, communicated by the esteemed deputy." And it's like, what is the damn message? It just cuts him off.
Yeah, I like all of this. Remember what Batman told you?
Yeah.
Always be awesome. No, the other thing. I'm your deputy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Jarrow is. Just delightful.
It's going to be sad when he gets killed.
Yeah, because it's going to happen.
As long, I'd rather him killed than him turn evil.
Blaze of glory. Yeah. There's going to be a blaze of glory as he saves everyone. the JSA go with Flash and Lantern to what turns out to be Hawaii. They don't know that when they first arrive. They just sort of figure that out when they're there.
Not just Hawaii, Pearl Harbor.
Yes, and then someone asks the date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
December 7th, 1941, a day that will live forever in infamy.
And you just see, the two of them go, shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, ah.
And then later on we see Cheetah and who else is it from Legion of Doom?
Cheetah, Sinestro, and Grodd
are flying planes, and they're basically going to make it worse. We're going to do even worse than what actually happened in Pearl Harbor.
Yep. Give me a book with just those three. Like we have Harley and Ivy, but it's Grodd, Cheetah, and Sinestro trying to be normal and not doing it well. Like that's a sitcom, I feel. But in the Commandy verse, right, on Brainiac's ship where they are, the potential future, they break out and they end up in the 853rd century future.
Yeah, with Justice Legion A.
Alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
I'm just checking. They look a lot like on the very first page of this Justice League book. We had the totality going past, and we had all these things from the different futures and pasts and stuff. They look a lot like one of them. It is. It's very similar.
Well, it makes sense because they're looking for pieces of the totality, so it makes sense that one of the places they fly past in that first page are where.
Yeah. What's notable though is they're not Brainiacized in the original.
Can I just comment how the green one, which I think might be their Martian Manhunter, possibly, or maybe the Aquaman. It's like a green Aquaman. Anyway, the point is that his white hair looks so far back that it looks more like someone's just dropped bubbles on his head than it does hair. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I think that was the purpose though, because he's on Neptune.
Yeah.
So I think his hair is water.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bubbles. All right, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like.
I was going when you said there, Aquaman. He's like he looks like a sea god.
Yeah, okay, because it looks like Santa hair, but it looks like so far back that it's.
What page are you guys talking about when they go past the totality?
The very first page, not of this issue.
Of the first issue, the whole run.
First issue.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Matt's looking for it in this book. He's getting.
Yeah, I was like, it's not on the first page.
Like that also had the Commandy tease in that page.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And one of the monitors, I'm sure. Monitor was in that page.
Yeah.
So the end of the book is that we finally see the Anti-Monitor at the end of the universe, where the Source Wall was originally. And Aquaman makes his return to Justice League. And he's like, yeah, you can count on me, because Anti-Monitor's like, I will ask you, my ally, to fight alongside me to the very end. So for some reason, Aquaman's here to fight alongside him. And he's got a mask on at first, he's got a cloak on. How this even remotely ties into what's happening in the Aquaman book, who knows at this point.
I mean, it might
This is how he got his dope tattoos.
Yeah. So interesting that he's back, and I'm sure that'll make for some conflict next issue.
No, it's fair. If you tell me all of this stuff takes place, up till now before that Aquaman run starts.
Well, that could work, yeah.
Yeah, because he washes up on the shores, but there's no reason to with his lost memories.
If this ends with Mira having to take him out, that would line up with like her killing him.
Yeah,
that he found.
It would, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that could all work potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know wrong. That it might not be the case, and I might be just trying to defend it here, but it's plausible.
So, I mean, this issue and last issue, I think, have been two of the best Justice League issues of the run. I still think it has its problems where I do feel it's too wordy at times. It's still a little bit of just a chore to actually read it at times. But the actual events of what's happening in the last two issues have been really solid.
Really exciting stuff.
So, I'm enjoying the adventures in the various time periods. So, I can't complain too much. I do think the proportions are a little bit weird in a few people. There's a panel where Alan Scott looks really skinny for some reason, like unnaturally so. But other than that, not too much to complain about. So, Matt, what do you give it Justice League?
I'm giving this one 8.
Connor?
8.5.
I will give it a straight 8 as well. But it's a bit of a shame because this could easily be like a really high scoring book for me if it was just tweaked a little bit, but no, it's really good. bye.